Mr. Rangnick, good evening and congratulations for the qualification. I'm Diego Torres from Madrid, from El País, from Spain. I would like to ask you a question, a general question of the championship. We've seen till today that there are less shots, less crosses, less dribblings than in the average competitions in the history of the Euros in these championships. What do you think of this trend? Is this a trend, or do you consider this important?
What, you mean less crosses and less?
Less crosses, less shots on goal. It seems to be more defensive.
Also, ich spreche jetzt mal nur für das heutige Spiel und meine Mannschaft. Wir haben heute zwei.
Well, I'm only talking about my team, and we scored 2 goals after crosses, the first and the second, and you can't play those much better. So I don't know why I'm not a big fan of big long crosses, because usually they won't happen. The Dutch played lots of big long crosses, and we defended all of them bar one very well. The way Alexander Pras played them, or a chipped ball like Grillage did, those are more dangerous. So I at the moment I'm not really thinking about that. I don't have capacities to think about that. We don't have that many Horst Hrubeschs in our team, and no Füllkrug. Our game is a bit different. Question from Switzerland. Congratulations. When the team was celebrating with the fans, you had to sit down. Can you tell us what you were thinking in that moment? Oh, I just wanted to rest a bit. There wasn't a lot that I was thinking about. The game in the last 24 hours before that, we had been thinking a lot about how to go into the game, what formation to use. If that goal yesterday hadn't happened in the Italy game in the last minute, then we would have started with a different lineup, because then we would not have been fully qualified, and now we basically were 99.9%, so we wouldn't have wanted to lose 5-0. So I knew that. So we have had an unexpected lineup, but in the end, I think all the thoughts were worth it, because we were able to go all in with this lineup, and we didn't have to worry about second bookings or so, and it worked out. Yesterday you said here that it's very unlikely that the next game would be in Leipzig. Now it's happening. What do you think that you finished top of the group? Yeah, we started into the tournament with a 1-0 loss with an own goal against France. And if you know what kind of pressure we had against Poland, where we knew we had to win to have a realistic chance to qualify, and then to finish top of the group, that is incredible. I still say what I said yesterday, the probability of us winning here and France not winning, if you had a bet on that, you would be a very rich man or woman. But that's the nice thing about football, that these things do happen, and that we got rewarded for this very courageous and energetic performance that my lads showed. Top of the group, you beat Netherlands. What can this do with the team for the next days and weeks? Well, as coach, I'm happy that, except for Patrick Wimmer, who got his second booking, that we have everyone else ready, and I'm happy that we have a week now where we can prepare This is kind of like in the Bundesliga now. So we know that now today in a week we have the next game, and then we won't have to travel a lot. We won't have to fly. So because in recent weeks there have been lots of weird things, but even today something weird happened. I hope the police officer is fine. We had 2 or 3 police officers with us, and one of us was hit by a car today. So even if you only have a short trip, this can still happen. But I'm happy that we can take the bus rather than having to take the plane. And also 3 of my current players play in Leipzig, and well, Xaver isn't with us, but the other 2. And for me, it's also the time I used to be there. The police officer is fine, by the way. He just was hit by a car, but he's fine. Is that a form of luxury that against Netherlands you can afford to have Leimer and Baumgartner? Not so now you're playing against Czech Republic or Turkey probably. So then Austria will be favored for the first time, because even against Poland it wasn't quite that clear. That's quite a confusing situation. So, well, as I said before the game, for me it was clear that if we want to win the game today against a strong Dutch team, we can't take into account second bookings. So if I tell Konrad Leimer to just be careful and don't get booked, and then I don't have to tell him, don't have to play him. And Baumi had knee problems, and then I was thinking that I could still then sub them on with 25 minutes to go, and this is what happened. And today, apart from the 3 points that we got, and the home game in Leipzig that's expecting up, that has shown that the width of our squad is bigger than we thought, because what the other boys showed today was really good. Now we have Marcel Sabitzer with us. Congratulations for the Man of the Match trophy. So you can ask questions for him as well. Question for the coach. How did you experience the game? You were winning, then the equalizer came, then you scored again. Yeah, I mean, like everyone else, I thought we were brutally good at the beginning. The first 20 minutes, it felt like we had 80% ball possession. That's not an easy thing to do against Holland. We had chances to score a second or third one early on, but then we didn't start well into the second half. Grilic lost the ball in a very untypical way. I don't know, maybe he was sliding there, and then we conceded that early goal. But what impressed me was the reaction of the team to both equalizers. We continued playing forward courageously, and then we got rewarded twice for that. Is this we've had 7 own goals so far. Do you have a reason why? At least this time you benefited from it. Well, yeah, we're talking about the long crosses again. With long crosses, it's less likely to have own goals, but the way we did it today, that's not that easy, and it's the same as it was with our one against France from Mbappé. And the own goal today, I wouldn't say that's an own goal. It would have gone in anyway, because So I think it was a normal goal by Romano. Marcel, what was your goal celebration? Oh yeah, it was ice cold how I made that one. Oh, sometimes you have moments of emotions, and I thought there was a good fit in that moment. I also did my normal goal celebration for my family, so everyone's happy. So the mic at the front, please. A question from Germany. Today, you had control of the game. Did you like that compared to the game against Poland, where there were a lot of mistakes and you could feel the nervousness more? Yeah, I mean, it was human that it was like that against Poland. And we started really well. We're leading 1-0 against Poland. Today we had a small period where we didn't do everything well, especially defensively in central midfield. But the 1-1, yeah, normally that doesn't happen. So that was even more annoying. But I'm very happy that after that mistake, we had the courage, but also the confidence to go forward and to play such a chip ball. So that helped us. That was really good. Congratulations. Before the first game against France, you were called a secret favorite, but now you have to have a different kind of a role. Are you changing the approach? Now you don't have to call yourself a secret anymore. No, that has absolutely no influence on our games. We're now playing in Leipzig, potentially against Belgium, so we know that they're a very strong opponent. So whatever comes now, they're all good opponents, so we have to be at the highest level. So now we're preparing for this game, and tomorrow we will know against we'll play, and then we have enough time to prepare for that game.
Hi, Mr. Rangnick. Nick Ames from The Guardian in London. Congratulations on the win today. Further to the last question, maybe, a lot of people now are going to be looking at your team. They're going to be taking notice of how you've won these games and how the tournament is opening up as well with the draw. And they're going to be saying Austria could go all the way, couldn't they? Do you think you can go all the way?
Ja, ich habe ja schon vor einigen Wochen oder vor auch einigen
I've already said months ago, I don't think it's very probable to win the Euros, but if someone asked me if I would completely rule it out. I've had the same answer. It's still not very likely, but yeah, we're not really thinking about that. The lads want to go as far as possible, but we have to take it step by step, as we've done it so far. And this is how we're going to continue in the next few days as well. So we want to prepare for the next opponent as well as we can. So yeah, maybe ask a question for the coach. So Marcel was in the team of the season, the Champions League, and now for the first time man of the match at the Euros. What does this mean to you? I have had ups and downs in the last few months, so this is a moment that really does some good. So I'm very, very happy today. But I'm not that focused on myself. I'm proud about the team because they put all the trust in me, and so then I can play more freely, and I'm really happy to play here. So that's why I'm always happy when I can help the team with my performance, and we can get points with that. So just one question, please. Question from Germany. Both of you, Leipzig is the German root of the Red Bull project, and other clubs are playing like that. So how much Red Bull is in your team, or have you gone away a bit from that, and Austria now is more than just switching football? I don't know what possession was in terms of percentage today, although normally I don't care too much about that anyway, but you might have the data already, because at the beginning it felt like we had 80% possession, even though some of my normal first 11 players wasn't even playing. So we can't really talk about Red Bull football. That doesn't make much sense. And the lads know how much time we invest in every training and video analysis, what we have to do with the ball. So how we play this fits optimally to the players. So Marcel, for example, in the past he has played in defensive midfield. He can do that, but he proved today once again how dangerous he is up front. So I think where he plays for us a bit further forward, I think is more valuable for our team. Marcel, what were you thinking before you scored? The angle was difficult, you had the ball on your left foot, you didn't have enough time to move it to the right. What were you thinking? Well, yeah, I got the ball deep, I looked up if someone was free in the middle, but I had the impression that they had more men there, and in the past the left foot has often helped me. So I thought that was a moment where I could give it a try, and as soon as the ball left my foot, I noticed that it could be nice. I haven't seen the goal yet, but I think it was a very nice one and a very important one. Marcel, where does the team get this energy from? So the coach said he was impressed how you reacted. So it was clear that you would not have to leave the tournament, and you were still very energetic. Where did you get that from? We are all footballers who want to win games, and that is our objective in every game. And if you have moments where things are a bit more difficult, where it goes back and forth, then the question is, how does the team react to that? And as the coach said, you can be proud what a unity we have, what mentality we have on the pitch, and we just shake a bit and then we continue. This is what we did today. We used our strengths. The goal was very nicely worked, and in terms of energy, well, if you have so many Austrians who watch us in the stadium, who trust in us, we want to give them something back, and that's why it's something very special for us to have such emotional moments. Question from the Netherlands. Question to both. Okay, again, Sabitzer was really good against Eindhoven. What today again? What do the Dutch do wrong? They didn't. Can you tell us what can they learn from Austria? I don't know what to say here. Well, it's not my job, and it's not nice to talk about that. For us today, it was about what we have to do to win the game. So I would like not to answer to this question, please. I don't really want to say much either. They have some very good players in the team, but I think we were very clever, and we got the spaces there. And if you have a man more there, so then you have more spaces, and I think we used that very well. Marcel, Lothar Matthäus said that Sabitzer can play all positions at the same time. Did it feel like that today? Well, not exactly at the same time, but I try my best to get a lot of meters because I love to run a lot, to win balls. And a few days ago I was asked whether I prefer to play in the center, and I can say I'm happy on any position. I can adapt everywhere, so I run everywhere, and that works well.
Ja, hallo, Frage an Marcel. Oliver von Rangnick.
Marcel, your coach just said it's unlikely to win the Euros. What do you think? The stats or the odds have their own language, but we have made the first step. We wanted to make this one. It's been a very difficult group. But once you're in a knockout system, then you can have a run. So, but we're focusing on ourselves. We're just looking at the next game, even though I know this sounds silly. But we have the quality to beat any opponent, but it will be a very difficult way. 3 more questions.
For Marcel from Football Cafe Media China. So you've been a professional player for many years. This summer seems like the best summer so far.
Ja, also es fühlt sich bis jetzt sehr gut an. Klar,
Yeah, it's feeling great. I mean, I would have liked to win the Champions League. That was the negative thing, but I have power now, and I've come into this tournament very well. So it feels very good. It feels good to play in this team. So I'm really enjoying every day with the team and the staff, and I would like to stay here for a bit longer. Question from Germany. To both. In Germany, we're talking about the summer fairy tale. When could you talk about an Austrian summer fairy tale? Can we do it already? Because if we see how the fans celebrated, well, summer fairy tale, it's a bit too early to talk about that. But who knows, us Austrians, that knows that we work very hard, but we also know how to celebrate. So that's why we're enjoying the moments with our fans after every win. We have Austrian pop music in the bus, and so that's not too big euphoria, but we're just enjoying the moments, which is something we don't do enough in football. So you have to enjoy your wins and be mindful of these moments. I couldn't have said it any better. So that's why, for example, today the players are allowed to have their girlfriends and wives in the hotel, and they can even stay there because we have a whole week. The captain has told the team that there is no training tomorrow, so then I don't have to think about that either. So we'll have a day off tomorrow. Question from Germany. Austrian pop music question. the song that you've been playing. So, Mr. Rangnick, you featured in it. So, what do you think about that one when they play it in the stadium before the games? I got WhatsApps from many people. So I really like that song because it's a bit ironic. So that's why I really like the song. It's quite cool. There is a song I'm from Austria, if there are 25,000 people sing that one, I actually think that fits better, and we had goosebumps after the game and that song was played. Yeah, well said. The song is part of our story on the way to Germany. The band came and performed it in the hotel. So yes, they are part of it. But if I were to rank it, I'm from Austria would be number one. Strada del Sole would be number two. So German media has got it wrong. So we've had this one for 14 months. It's not the Euro song for us. Last question. Marcel, you going back to Leipzig? Does that matter now because you're playing the round of 16, or is that something special for you? In general, I don't really care where I play, but the last few times I went there, I was booed by the fans. That always hurt me because I played there for many years and I was captain and I did very well, so that always disappointed me. But I think now there will be a lot of Austrians there, and that will definitely be more positive. One more question still.
Igor Rebener, Sport Express. The question for both of you. It's interesting to compare what happened before and what is now. Could you recall first days of Ralf in the national team? Question to Marcel. What did the coach do with you? What did change the most comparing to what happened before? And the question to Ralf. What did you do with the team? What the main things that you had to change with the squad?
Ja, das ist ja jetzt knapp 2 Jahre her, als
well, it was 2 years ago when the coach joined us with his team. So you can see a clear development. Before we were a bit passive against the ball, and we've definitely changed that. We're now very strong in the game against the ball, so everyone knows that as soon as we lose the ball, we have to switch and try to hunt down the ball. That's probably the biggest difference. But also when we have the ball, we have someone on the bench who gives us a very good input. So I can only say that we are very, very happy with the entire coaching staff, and we're happy that we are successful together.